Hello, this is E Soup, aka Specific Soup. I'm so excited right now because yesterday, literally, it says 20 hours ago, less than 24 hours ago, Aurora released a new song. I was not expecting this at all. It's called The Flood. I can guess some things about what an Aurora song called The Flood could be about, but I really have no idea. I just, as soon as I heard of this, I was like, okay, I've got to do a reaction. I didn't think we would be getting new Aurora songs this soon, so this is wild. I'm curious if the sound will be similar-ish to her last album or if it's like she's going in yet another direction. Because I feel like every album she fine-tunes her sound and kind of goes in a certain direction with it. It's always a little bit different. It's always very distinctly her, but it's always different. So I wonder if this is a song that will be on whatever her next album will be. Not that I'm trying to rush that, because I feel like her last album, like, just practically came out. But, you know, when did it come out? It was recent. Like, I know it wasn't that recent, but it still feels so soon for there to be new songs. Right? Okay, her last album came out in June 2024, so it wouldn't be crazy for her to be like making some kind of an album announcement for, a couple months from now or something like that, but it still feels so soon. I'm so excited. I barely heard anything about this track, like as far as what people think about it or what it's about, so I'm going in pretty blind, and yeah, I'm ready to just get into it. So here we go. This is The Flood by Aurora. There's not like a music video or anything, it's just a visualizer. And when I'm done listening to the song, I'm going to take a look at lyrics. Ugh. Gorgeous. That dress, oh my god. Oh my god. The red on her. Ooh. Oh. Oh my god. Ooh. Who have I been? Who have I been fighting all this time? Like she's fighting herself? Oh my god. You gotta have headphones for this one. Oh my god. Everything became enormous. This is so pleasant. I know pleasant is sort of a word that sounds like I might be saying it's like boring, but I just mean it's like ethereally, like the sound of it is kind of uplifting, and I just sort of feel like I'm floating, which makes sense for her music and her voice and everything, but like especially the way that this song goes, it's just so floaty. And the actual subject of the song is not necessarily dark, but maybe like looking back on something that's kind of dark. But the sound is so, like, pleasant, like I said. Oh, flooding. Oh. Oh my god. Woo. Oh, the bass. This is such a. I know that I've been feeling this way about the progression of Aurora's music. Like every new album, I'm kind of thinking like, oh, this is so mature. Like her sound is so mature now, and I feel like I'm gonna keep saying that with like every new thing that she does. But about this song in particular, not just because of the evolution of like her sound over time, but just this song in particular has something about it that just makes me think like, oh, this is so mature. It's like looking back on feelings that you've had with the kind of this idea of like, oh, I've wasted my time on this thing and I could have been feeling this way, and like so much stuff has built up over time, and it just has this sort of looking back on things feeling that it's like looking back on things with a little bit more wisdom than you had before. I guess that's it. It just that makes it feel like a mature song to me. And the structure of it too, I don't know. It builds and it has a certain like subtlety to it. Oh. Oh, she's like whispering in my ear. Oh.
After all this time, I can't leave it to rest. Leave it to rest. It's like nobody cares.
Oh, the drumming is so cool. Oh my god. I don't know what notes she's hitting right there, but like she just hits a high note and then she goes up higher, and it's like she's just up here above where my camera can see, and it's like effortless for her. Ooh. Oh. Oh my god! Oh, the way it ended! Oh, that was... Oh. This is just so nice. Like, it's weird because there's a darkness in this song, or kind of a like, why have I been fighting with myself, or like, I've been under all this pressure. Or at least the thing that I get from it is a like, I've been fighting with myself kind of thing. When she says, who have I been fighting all this time? That's just the first thing I think. That's what it sounds like to me. And she's talking about being under pressure her whole life. And flooding. It's interesting because the song sounds so floaty to me, but it's about flooding, like flooding after just being overwhelmed with like pressure and everything. And so like it's almost like the sound has like the positive connotation of flooding. Like, well, if you floated, I don't know, away on the water, like maybe it would be fine. But in the song, she's singing about flooding and like the negative connotations there. So the contrast between the sound and like what it's really about is interesting to me. But it's so like, if I wasn't paying attention to the lyrics, I could just feel like I'm being carried away on a feather by this. Like, that's the feeling that the sound gives me. And this reminds me of something, I don't know what. I know that Aurora, like her past couple albums, I feel like there's been a lot of songs that were like 90s influenced and some like 80s influence. And I don't know if there's like a 90s thing about this song. I couldn't tell you, like, I can kind of vaguely identify the vibe of like an era in like musical influences, but I won't know why. So deep down in my subconscious, where I can't access like all the information, I'm thinking like, does this remind me of something from the 90s? Kind of. but I don't know why. I don't know what it reminds me of. If it reminds you of something, I would love to know. Like, tell me in the comments, and just in general, please tell me in the comments, what did you think of this song? How does it make you feel? Because I'm floating away, and if I read the lyrics, I will be, not so floaty, which I'm about to do, unfortunately, I guess. Who have I been? Who have I been fighting all this time? Maybe I've spent too much time with myself because everything became enormous in my head. That's real. Maybe there was never a demon. Maybe it was just me dreaming. That's an interesting line because her first album is All My Demons Greeting Me as a Friend. Now, granted, they're greeting her as a friend, so there's a positive sounding aspect to that, but I do wonder if she's kind of alluding to that album title about her, like, inner demons, and also just it being about, like, an inner demon in general, or an outward demon, like putting the blame for your problems on something, but actually it was just her dreaming. Maybe it was just me dreaming. Now I can't escape this feeling. After all this time, I can't leave it to rest. It's like nobody cares. Okay, she is saying I feel like I'm floating over everything. Wait, did she ever say flooding? I thought she was saying flooding here. Maybe I just assumed because the song is called Flooding, but it certainly sounds like floating to me. Because I feel like I'm floating over everything. And everyone knows how the story goes. I've been under pressure all my life, and I feel like I'm losing all my fights. But who have I been fighting all this time? I've stood here for so many years, waiting for the morning sunbeams to finally warm me. But it's happening so slowly. It's impossible to notice. Oh, everything around me is changing. And I feel that sometimes when you're getting over something, you can change positively over time, but while it's happening, it's hard to really recognize it happening. Like maybe you'll look back and you'll realize how much you've changed, but while that change is occurring, it always just kind of feels too slow. After all this time, I can't leave it to rest. Nobody cares. Okay, so yeah, she was saying floating. This whole time she was saying floating, and I was like, it's flooding, it's just her accent. And that is really interesting, because that really makes, it's like, she says, I feel like I'm floating over everything. And that is what the song sounds like. That is just what I, like, visualize from that song. I feel like I'm floating over everything. Everyone knows how the story goes. Okay, it's like the same lyrics. Who have I been fighting all this time? And that's the outro. And that's why I'm really thinking, who have I been fighting all this time? It's like, I've been fighting with myself this whole time. The demon was me. I wonder if part of it is even like I've felt under all this pressure, but maybe like I put that pressure on myself. I could see that being part of it. I said the song was like very mature. Part of it, too, is that the lyrics are extremely simple. I think Aurora normally does more complex lyrics than this. But the lyrics are simple in a way that doesn't feel like... It's not like there isn't a lot of thought put into them. They're just simple. No connotation to simple. It's not a bad thing. And it works for this type of song. And it expresses those thoughts and feelings like so straightforwardly. And maybe like that's what you need from a song like this. Is just that like completely straightforward expression of like, have I been fighting myself this whole time? I've been under this pressure. Like, what have I been doing? I'm floating over everything. That's the most interesting line to me now. Feel like I'm floating over everything. Because, yeah, floating has such a good connotation. So what does it mean that she feels like she's floating over everything within, like, the context of these lyrics? I don't know if it's, like, watching the world go by and you're not really there. Almost like, depersonalization kind of feeling. Or just, like, looking over at your past and all of the things that you were stressed about. I'm not sure exactly what it means. But it's so evocative and so just... Yeah, this is a really cool song. It's not the most complicated lyrics. It's not the most complicated song structure of hers, but it's so mature. Like, that's the best way that I can put it. It is really weird how it sounds so calming to me, but it's not really like a calming song, is it? But I could just block out what it's about and just feel really floaty listening to it. And then meanwhile, it is about feeling floaty in just a totally different way. Just casting that in a different light. which I think is really cool. I absolutely love this. Like I said before, please let me know what you thought in the comments. Please like and subscribe. I will be reacting to more Aurora stuff as she comes out with more stuff. And one thing I've been wanting to do is react to some Aurora covers. I've seen a lot of her covers, but I have not seen all of them. So if you want to leave a comment, if you have a recommendation of a cover for me to react to, please comment, especially kind of the less reacted to kind of stuff. I'm like collecting her covers. I'm just like collecting everything of hers that I possibly can. Definitely stay tuned for more Aurora stuff from me. And with that, this is eSoup, signing out.